Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever, the achievement challenge with me, Murphy. This is the challenge where I'm setting myself a few difficult things to do to get the achievements. So at the moment we're not running any mods. Once I've probably achieved the achievements, then I will look at modifying the game, or I might just start again with a fully modded game. So some of the things we're looking to try and get is we've just got the achievement of first electric train. Now that's because in previous games I've played this, I've never actually been able to get to the electric phase because my computer was never up to the task of it. We've also got Transport Shark in hard mode, which something we did by pure accident. Let me just unpause this game and I'll talk you through some of the changes that I've actually done in the game since last time you were with me. Now we've got a lovely minus debt here at the moment. So what have I actually done? Right, one thing I've been doing a lot of testing offline, and just trying to get myself back into the game because it's a while since I recorded this, unfortunately, due to health issues. So this is what we've actually done. So if we go straight to Fasley here, we did only have this bridge here, which was causing a massive congestion because I've taken off one side here. Didn't have the money at the time to actually remove it altogether, but basically anything going across this bridge was reduced down to 19 miles an hour. So as you can see over here now, our trams, they're doing a full 36, so we're getting rather a bit of congestion here being caused from this little bridge. So I've rerouted everything now so that they are using this bridge over here. I'm going to remove this one altogether at some point, just so that the areas around can actually build up nicely. But that is going to be making this area a lot more profitable, especially the goods going in and out. What else have we done? We have, oh yes, I was having a few little issues with our trains. So these guys here, this whole construction route, it was sometimes it was making money, sometimes it wasn't. Let's look at finances. So we're kind of making a loss. So what I've actually done is I have changed the actual routes so that they literally go to the to pick up a full load, go to Bromsgrove, come back, pick up a full load, then go to the next location. And what I found in my testing that is actually proved to be a lot more profitable than having it going to both locations and then just dropping off a little bit here and a little bit there. So that is working out a lot better, and I think at this moment in time with this train we can get a trip to both towns, as in the furthest point one over here, and I think it goes to this one, doesn't it? Or does that one go to Ilkley? I can't remember. I think one goes to here, then to there, then one goes there to there, and I think this one can actually get to Fasley and Walsall. Is it Walsall? Can't remember. Let me go over. Oops. Flying in and out. Where's the town? Yeah, Walsall. That can do that within a year, which is good. Now we are going to be coming up to 1960 when we can get the new train, which is going to be a new electric train. So I need to start looking at upgrading stuff in preparation for it. Let me just pause this because I don't want it to go too far on without me having the chance to actually upgrade what I want to upgrade. So what else have I done? We've been playing around with these guys, changing the priorities in this. Instead of the trucks actually waiting for a full load, they'll just pick up and drop off whatever's there, because what I found was the actual productions were dropping quite substantially, so we weren't getting as many goods coming down here and over to the actual oil refinery, not refinery, to the plastics factory over there. So it kind of slowed things down quite a lot, which was not clever. Also looking at the roads, something I've not done here. This road obviously is the speed these guys can go is 38. I think what I was actually doing was working my way through these things. So let's go to my country road. Yes, the 4 lane go to 62. So what I was actually trying to do was upgrade a lot of my roads. Why is that saying 0? Probably because it already was one of those roads, but just not. There we go. That's more like it. Expect it to charge me a lot more. Yeah, so we're basically just upgrading the country roads between routes so that everybody who is, let me just come off that, everybody who's transporting goods or passengers over a distance, they weren't getting snarled up on any of the actual slow roads. So that has been a massive undertaking to just get all the roads connected and tested. Oh yes, something else I've done. I've had a massive play with OnGuard. Now, as I was doing these roads, we had this humongous, and I mean this, there's a traffic jam from over here about to here, and it was all capturing all the vehicles from going from the food over here to the fuel, to the food back here, and going back and forth. It was a right mess. So what I've actually done is I've made a few changes. So I've redone the bridge, redone a junction down here. Now if I go to my bus routes, because that is where you'll see the majority, so I put this extra little slip road in here, so to try and reduce the amount of traffic going through this junction here. Where are you? So let's get rid of you. I think I added this bus stop over here as well. Is it? Did I? I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So I put 2 bus stops routes on here to try and get buses to go both sides of the road, and I've also put in the bus lanes as well. Everywhere where I've got a bus stop, I've actually put in a bus lane to try and separate the vehicles. So because what was actually happening was I was getting trucks parked behind buses, and they weren't making money. So again, we've tried to reduce the amount of vehicles going through here, which, okay, that one's still going through, and let me just put that one, so he's over here, so he's actually using this route instead. Strange why it's going through here, because it wasn't originally, but hey ho. We've also put in our fuel route. We've changed the direction of that to keep that all on this side, and that's why we've actually put in this road here, is so that we can actually speed the route for the trucks to go through. Now this works a treat, so they're not actually going in and pass themselves a lot of the time, so that works really well. So that should start becoming more profitable than it was doing. I kind of just went through a lot of my unprofitable lines and looked at what was going on with them and thought, right, okay, what can I do to improve? And that was some of the things I've done. Right, so what we're going to do with today's episode, we are going to start upgrading everything, because at the moment our tracks can only handle 75 mile an hour. So we zoom straight in. There we go, 75 mile an hour. In 1960, we are going to be getting a high-speed train, or higher speed train, that can go to 87 miles per hour. While it can only do the 75 mile an hour, it will only give us the rate of achieving 75 mile an hour. So we need to upgrade the tracks to the high-speed routes, so that we can actually, let's get that on there, so we can actually incur the higher premium for the actual goods going along it. So this is going to take me a little while, so I'm going to do this off camera. Now we've got a bit of money, and we'll see you in a short while. Okay, so I think I've finished all the track now. Let me just whiz along this, pull out so you can see. So we've upgraded the whole network. So get a bit closer, you can see there. Everything is green, and I hope I've not missed anything at all. So that is going to make things. Oops, there we have something that I've missed. Let's go back in there. Where are you? We're there, are we? No. No, I'll tell you what, let's just play this and let this train move on, and then we can see exactly what we've actually missed. Come on, move on. There we go. One single section there, done. So everything is now happy. I've got one train, let's just come off there. I've got one train that's upset, no electrical route. Let's find you. So you're there. Let's just turn you around, and again. Okay, do you know what? Just turn around. Right, let's just play again. So you move. Okay, now, no, you're still not happy that way. Okay, maybe you just need to do your route and then come back and see what you're like afterwards. Okay, cool. Right, so the biggest reason for doing all that was so that when it comes to our upgrading our train in just over a year and a half's time, we should be able to get the most out of the speed of the train. Now, what's going on here? Why do you only have 48? Is that because you're going to... Right, okay, you're... Right. Okay, so you're going to Ickley, that's why. If you were going to Bromsgrove, you would have had a full load. Okay, we'll come back to that later. We'll prove probably by the end of next year how profitable those routes are now in comparison to what they were a few years ago. Right, okay, so what else are we wanting to try and achieve? You may have noticed as well that this video is now available in 4K. So with that in mind, I'm actually going to be doing shorter episodes because the file size is going to be so big it's going to take me absolute days to upload it. So hopefully the videos will be coming out on a more regular basis, but a lot further away apart from each other. So what else have I needed to correct from my mistakes? I'm not entirely sure. I think I went through everything I could. Now, I did do a lot of testing actually with the next trains up with the high-speed trains and trying to use it on passenger routes to try and make the Hawkeye Express passenger route more profitable, and it failed dismally. So we're going to be having to leave that as it is for the time being. So what do I want to get onto? I suppose what I could really do with, I was watching Colonel Failure. I do enjoy watching his Transport Fever videos, and it dawned on me that, you know what, I'm not really producing enough goods. So over here we had the little route that we were doing over here, so we were turning wood and plastic and wood and steel into goods, and don't really have a proper route for that because it failed dismally. Mainly because the wood from the wood mill over here to here just did not work the way it should do, and enough wasn't transported. So now, because this was going through this whole network over here and we've put in this these changes here, I'm wondering whether it might be worthwhile trying to look at that again. But we do have we do have this one down here, which might be a little easier to get the wood into there, and we do have plastic. Where's plastics factory in relation to this? Because we've got oil here, because that will do wood into tools, because we could do capturing that, and we've got a plastics factory over here, so we could do everything on this side of the water, and hopefully then look at making this a lot more profitable. So I think just to get things started, we have already got our truck depots there. We've got no jobs on board. What have we got here? We've got stored wood, which is good. Okay, so that is good. What have we got over here? We've got 58 stored. Excellent. So I suppose what we could do is look at, because we were utilising this stop here, weren't we, to start to actually get goods in and around. So we could still bring them into here. So I'm thinking, what have you guys got? Oops, I don't want that one. I want details. You have got some oil there. So maybe what I can do is just have truck route coming down to here, which I've already got that in place. Excellent. Okay, so let's look at some new routes. So we're going to start from here down to here, then back over to, and we don't have a stop. Okay, let's put in a stop, and we're going to have a bus stop here because we're not going to be taking anything away, but we're also going to have truck stops so that we can collect. So how far away do we need to be? Let's just rotate this slightly. And a little bit more that way. Yeah, I'll do. So we can go, come on. So we can go to there. Okay. And where can we be on the bus stop then? For dropping stuff off, because I really would rather not having So you're kind of, so that won't do it there. So it has to be that side. So I'll tell you what I'll do is, let me just double check the routes that I've got here. So that would be on the left hand side. So let's put him over here. So it definitely was in the caption area. Alright, and then we'll just have it turn around and heading back. Right, so I want an oil and some plastics, and we also want wood. So okay, so it's gone here, and then we'll go to there. Alright, so that's just basically going to do that little route. We want a depot that side, which is fine, or stopping on that side of the actual Ongar annex, which is perfect. So do we want full load? Do you know what, I think we'll just leave it as a pick up whatever's there. This is going to be a road, and we're going to do oil to plastics, and this is going to be yeah, do oil and plastics 1. Probably change that again, and then let's just get that colouring to something that stands out a bit. So let's bright yellow. And where do we have a truck stop anywhere nearby? We don't. Okay, so we're gonna have to build one of those. So let's get this one going. So we're just gonna pick up anything there, and then drop off here again. So, and the avenue is going to be unload only. So it's just really, I'm just looking at this to try and get the actual routes connected, and then we'll have so another one going from here down to here. I'll probably put in another road to actually make things a little easier. In actual fact, that's a lot of traffic there. I don't really want to add more traffic into this route. So what if I put in a little road just to connect? Oops. See whether this actually allows me to do it. I want something that I can actually just... No, come on. See what that does. Come on. Tell you what, if I put that there, I'll work it out later. If I put a bus stop here, where will it actually pick? Is it picking up? Right, so that's been... So we just drop a bus stop there. And then we'll have a more direct route over here, just so that I don't have 3011. Let's have one of those. Don't have a stupid amount of traffic going through there. Now we can go up to there, perfect, and let's just upgrade that road. Perfect. Okay. All right. So let's come off that. And you're going to go from here, oops, move that to here. So that'll just drop it into this connection here, just to get things started. So we're going to say you want to have a full load. Okay, perfect, excellent. Right, let's get some trucks on the road, and let's get a truck depot. So we do have one up there. I'll build another one anyway down this end road, and it's going to be coming through here. So let's just drop you here. Let's rotate you a bit so you're more in line with the road, so we don't have problems upgrading later. So let's start with you. So we're going to have by road vehicles. We're going to have this can handle logs. It can handle planks. Perfect. That's all you're going to be doing. So let's buy 5 of those. 2, 4, 5. Let's settle these 2. Have I actually named it? I haven't, have I? Let's change your colour to bright yellow to make sure you're the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, you are. Let's just set this a line 2. There we go. So that's that one. It's going to bring the woods to here. Let's buy another 5. 3, 4, 5. You're going to go to set all to oil, road, oil to plastics. Oil, plastics, no. Dash, that's why, that's what I've done. Okay, so you're there. And then let's buy another couple. 3, 4. No. Sell you, and just set these to, what's the other one I want? Line 1, okay. Sorry, let's just let these come out. And we can actually look at what trucks are left in there. Set all to line 1. Perfect. Right. Okay, so those route trucks are en route. They're just going to pick up the oil if there is any, which there isn't. So it's going to be a bit of a lost leader to start with, but that might work a little bit better than sending vehicles through this town, which causes so many problems before. Okay. And then also having this route here, it might actually just improve the let's upgrade this to that. Might improve the flow of traffic down here without having an additional truck stop to work with. Right, okay, so we're up to 15 million. We're going to need a lot more money than that when it comes to the end of the year to be able to buy those new trains. So what else can we try and improve on? Actually, do you know what? Let's just see what actually is going on with this, to be perfectly honest. Do we have any logs here yet? Let's look at charts. Okay, so we have had some goods, which is good. So we are getting some en route. So is it this last truck that's actually picked them up? Nope, it's not that one. Okay. And loaded. You've loaded something. Usage, yes. Details. Okay, there we go. So we've got the wood there. Perfect. So that will then get dropped off over here. And we will leave this guy to just sit there and pick up as and when. What's going on over here? Oh, we've got the oil there. Perfect. So that's now triggering. So we've got 9 oil. That's interesting. It's wanting fuel to go onto the plastic run. That's strange. That's very strange because there's no demand for fuel over here. This is purely oil. Okay. So you are going to be able to take my oil there and then pick up plastics once that's triggered. Okay, that's fine. We'll let that play as it is. Because we could always use, if we're struggling to get oil through here, we could always just pick up grain from here and drop that off. But we need twice as much grain to get the same oil, so that might be an option. I mean, we've got 82 grain here, but it just does mean putting more trucks in this route. At least over here now, it's not too bad. Now, this is the problem I had before, but it was so much worse. So at least now all the buses and the trucks are in one lane, and the cars are on another one. So these are all going through, but it just got so snarled up. I mean, it was literally right back here before the end of last year. So that is a significant improvement, and it's only short-lived as well. Once these are out of the way, this does actually free up quite quickly, which is really good. Right, so let me just check what routes we've got coming out of this guys here. So we've got 3 routes, just to remind myself. Okay, so let's just close you down. So we've got a route over to Widnes, which is fine. Then we've got a route into Ongar, which will be good because I think that has Ongar to Orford. So that'll take goods over here, which is good. So we might be able to start getting those goods going that direction. And then we've also got them going down into Langford. And I think Langford has, yeah, Langford to Chester. So hopefully, as long as we've got enough vehicles and enough demand, yeah, we'll be able to start seeing a lot of our goods working their way through this whole bottom chain via truck rather than train. So I want to be able to get it set up by a train in the future, but it's a case of it's going to cost quite a bit to do that. And while we're playing on this hard mode where we can't take out a loan, it's going to be rather difficult to be able to do that and to keep it profitable. Okay, so now we've got 30 plastics. Let's pick up this one. And where are our vehicles? I'll tell you what, let's change all our vehicles on here to be, let's see what colour they are. Let's set these all to black. Okay. Although, what colour are you guys? You're all for fuel transfer. You're black. That wasn't very clever. Let's look at a brown. There we go. That'll do. That'll make it a little bit easier to see. So let's have a look at our finances. So we have made a little bit of money. Not a great deal last year. Making more of a loss this year, but that's okay. That's okay. We can live with this. As long as we're starting to get goods working their way through, that's all I'm looking for at the moment. So actually, how long are you actually set to maximum wait in 3 minutes? Okay. That's fine. If you're actually turned into a goods, so at least goods have started working their way through. Production 6, excellent. So we've got plenty of wood stored. We haven't got much oil. Alright, so we need to actually ramp the oil up a bit more, and I do have a larger route to go on, so let's buy more of these. Let's get the colour back the same, that murky brown. So maybe I'll put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, let's see what that does to the operation. And I still haven't named the other two lines, and it's R dash oil to plastic, isn't it? There we go. Perfect. So that should start making a difference and start moving a lot of this. Oh, high production. That's good. So do we need to get more trucks, I wonder, actually delivering fuel? Because if we're not getting enough fuel in, we're going to be details, finances. Okay. Look at the actual route itself. So we've got a nice little profit there for the last couple of years. So you can see this marked difference here between 57 and 58, where I made the major changes to the actual route itself. So that has helped immensely. And now this is not going to help a lot. So what we'll do is we'll set these guys to a waiting time of 1 minute. So it doesn't actually clog up too much. It will have a little knock-on effect here, but you know what, it'll be fine. So let's just let's send you the other direction, and you, just so those trucks can actually get in. There we go, perfect. They can get in and drop off, which means we'll get some more oil on this side, and hopefully that will improve. So maybe what I'll do is buy a few more trucks and actually put it onto that route. So how many do I want? So let me put 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's set those now to, what's this called, this route. Set all to R dash Orford. It's that one there. Perfect. Alright, let's let them go out and do their job. Alright, perfect. And that should improve the amount of oil we're getting in. So what have we got over here now? Details. Wait for autosave to get out of the way. Right, okay. We still haven't got many stored. How many have we produced now, actually? We've gone into the new year. Okay, right. We're going to hit January 1960, which is where I want to get that new train, which is going to change a lot of the production or the money we get for a lot of these routes. So let's just pause that now. January the 1st, there we go. Class 1042. Now, quite nice looking train, but it's actually capable of quite a good speed. So let's have a look. So we've upgraded all the track. So these guys, let's have a look at the route and profits actually of this lot. So finances. So they're just about breaking even at the moment, so they're not really doing a great deal. But if we look at the vehicles, we've got a ticket price of 205,000 per kilometre. Now, if we replace this, it's only 3-year-old. I'll tell you what, let's find the ones that were doing the this route over here, because this was quite significant in the actual profits, etc. So we want these two routes. So if you remember, we are saying that I changed it so that we could actually improve the efficiency of the finances. Look at that. We've not made that much money. That's not worked as well as I thought it was. However, that one, on the other hand, instead of making a huge loss, it's made a nice profit. But over the last 2 years, it's not really been. Okay, that's interesting. That's another failure on my behalf. But right, okay. So in which case, I think these are the ones I'm going to change. They're only a year old. Let's replace, and let's set this to. Let's go to you, and let's put on this one here. So it's got a top speed of 78 mile an hour, and it can take 4,000. Right, sorry, it's got a horsepower rate of 4487 opposed to 2.5. So it's got quite a lot more power, but it does have a significant increase in the annual running cost. So 1.4 million opposed to 800,000. So let's hope we can actually achieve things on there. Now, I'm just wondering, actually, we've got a 90 mile an hour Mallard, which is the A4. Maybe I should try looking at testing that to see whether that is more profitable for a passenger route. If I've got a carriage, actually, do I have a carriage that can actually go that sort of speed? No, 75 mile an hour. So there's no point having a train that can do 90 mile an hour if I haven't got a carriage that can go on the back of it that's actually worthwhile. So you can do 87. What's our wagons do? What can our state cars do? They can do 99, which is perfect. So let's put on this train. This nope, it's this one. 8.4 million. No wonder it's flipping so expensive. And there we go. You've added it to the top. So literally, it's 25.8 million. Wow. Okay. Replace now. So that's going to cost me 5 million because I've already replaced the other one quite recently. Let's go to your vehicles and let's replace you as well with the same train. Okay. You added it? No? There we go, 25 million. Perfect. Replace now. Again, 5 million. Right, we've got 38 million to play around with. I'm thinking that those routes are the ones that really going to need the actual trains to travel at such great speed to actually get things there and back quite quickly. And I'm also thinking that realistically these guys here need to have the trains replaced as well. So that's you and you. So let's drop you off and replace, and let's get rid of that one and put on there, add, replace now. That's 6.4 million. Yes, you can go. Replace, edit. Let's drop you off, add. Alright, so we've got the carriages. What do these go up to? So these are up to 75 mile an hour, which is the problem. These can go up to 100, so we need to replace these old Van Ber wagons. So They're running for another 10 years, so potentially we'll have the new one very soon. So actually, do you know what? I've replaced those two trains and they can't do anything with it. So they're not going to. They're going to lose money now because those carriages cannot keep up with it. Oh well. Anything flashing? Yes, we have food and the sawmill. Try to ship more. Yes, I'd like to ship more. Alright, let's just start playing this and let's go and find our trains as they upgrade, and we can see what they're doing. There we go. So you're doing 71 mile an hour. Let's jump in on a follow. Now, oops. Zoom out a bit. Get rid of you. So 75 mile an hour. So it's doing its maximum now. Let's have a look at its finances. What have we done on? So this is the one that's made the most money, although it still has goods on there from its last delivery. And we should be nearing. Oh, there's another one going the other direction. We should be. There we go. Pulling in. Let's slow this down. There's the upgrades, and we can see our new train. There we go. So we were getting up to 75 mile an hour with this one. We're now getting a full load by the looks of things. Yeah, we've got a full load for that to go to Fasley. Okay, so what's he doing? Why has he brought 70 back from a full load? That's not good. Alright, so he's waiting for this one to come through. We could do with actually modifying that so that we don't have too much waiting time. Alright, so he's now heading to Fasley. Let's get him running at full speed. So 37 mile an hour, 40, 45. So we're having twice as much power as the last train. It should really get up to speed a lot quicker, seeing as we haven't actually added too much to it. So that's now 65, 70. I mean, what we're doing now is per price per mile. So instead of that 205, we're now up to 230. Alright, so that Fasley one, 1.9 million finances. Okay, so that's just breaking even. We've still got 111 on there. That's ridiculous. What we need to try and do is actually get our the actual let's jump on you actually. We need to get each individual stations to try and improve the amount of goods we're shipping from the storage into the town. So we need to just reevaluate that basically. So where are you going? You're going to Ilkley, are you? So you're up to 86 mile an hour, and you're bringing in 4. That's not too bad at all. Let's look at your finances. So yeah, you're making money again properly. And there's our other trains heading back. They're going to be stuck at 36. Only returning. They're going to be stuck at 75 mile an hour. These guys, unfortunately, way down to 40 odd. And that's going to be the carriage. So we need to keep an eye on that, and we need to have a look at these guys. Are we actually shipping out enough goods? So we've got quite a lot of goods there. That's the other thing I did actually, was we did have a number of vans that were just, or vehicle trucks as it were, that were just basically sitting there waiting for more machine parts or tools, etc. But it was not actually earning any money, because it only had one and we weren't delivering that many in. So we set it so that it could just take whatever's available, and that way it can actually let's pause this for a second. That way it can actually just deliver what we've got there and not hold anything else up. So we want, I'm going to say 2 more possibly on each route. So we've got vehicles, we've got 4. So let's buy 2 more for each route. That should improve the amount that actually gets delivered around the town. That's the one I want. And the other route is blue, isn't it? So, hang on. Where have I put those for? 2 on 2. Where have I put those on? Okay. 1, 2. Don't want buses. Absolute noodle. Right. 1, 2. Set all 2. I want GT Industrial. There we go. That's what I want. And we're going to set the others to blue. 1, 2. Set all to Fasley. That one. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to do that to each of the little towns and see how profitable they are for the next time. I think we'll call it a day for this episode, and the next time we'll look at our trains to see whether we can actually upgrade these from what they're currently running, or whether it's worthwhile. Actually no, in 2 years time we get a new passenger train anyway that will go faster than these guys. Yes, that's what we do, because we haven't got a train that can actually, a carriage that can go up to 100 mile an hour yet, so using the A4 as a passenger train is not really worthwhile. But thank you very much for watching. If you'd like what you've seen, hit that subscribe, and until next time, that's Murphy out.